Yeah, it really was. I was about to say, it really was a. I found it a particularly lovely meeting last time, and well, every time anyway. But you see that's the thing. Like it could be heard. Maybe it's just a suggestion, but it could be heard that saying, "Well, it was the last meeting." Oh, maybe those who didn't come, maybe they missed something, right? Or I don't know, but it could be heard as there was this particular thing. There must be a reason why Max says it. But the truth is, I just like that meeting. It's that simple. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. It's just, and I actually like every meeting. I just particularly like this one. Why? I don't know. I don't know what happened then. I don't know. It seems that many things happened. It seems so, right? But that's what this sharing is all about. It seems so. I don't know that nothing is happening. You see, so okay. There are, in my opinion, that's just an opinion, all right, a lot of new speakers who really speak about something. That's not what this meeting is about. And you know that they tell their story and this, and look, it's all, maybe it may very well be, you know, genuine and come from a so-called good place. It's not what I'm saying. I don't know that. You know, maybe not. I don't know. This doesn't exist, a so-called good place, but nor does a bad place either as such. Because again, what we're talking about is no place at all, right? It's this, but then and it's all Tony Parsons words. It's all Kenneth Mellon words, Ariana words. And so, and maybe it can seem that maybe this Maxx thing does the same. I honestly have no clue. But what this is saying is that no, there isn't anything to these meetings. There isn't anything to the videos I so-called make. There isn't anything to what's being said. It doesn't mean anything. Nothing can be gotten from it, but maybe it seems that something can be gotten from it. Just like something that might fall away, maybe something that I will get this whole nothing thing, because if I get this whole nothing thing, then I'm free. But what this is saying is that this is it as it is. And of course, that can't be fucking learned. And of course, that's not a thing called nothing or called whatever, non-duality that we're talking about here. It's not. It's not. So it's really like there seems to be an experience. Maybe there is an experience in most apparent people in that so-called world that, well, something is known, real, solid, just I am the origin of everything, and not necessarily thinking that in an arrogant way, but this is just a description saying like everything happens to me and everything happens from me. So, and I am this center, this solid thing, this starting point, this position that's never wavers, that has many sides to it, but that never wavers. Because I can be nice, I can be maybe I'm whatever, you know, I like this, I like that, and all that is me. Well, what this is saying is that there is no position called me or called anything. There just isn't. But that can't be learned. That can't be achieved. So there's no thing called non-duality. There's no thing here that Maxx has or that Maxx has lost, which you have and should be lost, or the other way around. There isn't. So it's like really it's like as a separate thing. Maybe there is, most people in the world think that there is something. It's not even questioned, maybe, you know, it's fine, but that there is something being me, really. And what I'm talking about is like, it's just like at some point, for whatever reason, no reason, I have no clue, maybe it's seen that was just what you thought. It wasn't real. And it's that simple. It's just like if someone tells me the wall there is actually blue, and my whole life I thought it's red, and actually it's blue. And then like, oh, God, how could I think this is red? It's blue. Boom, just like that. But I couldn't say the wall is red, nor it is blue or orange or whatever, because I don't know what those would be. And that's what this thing, apparent thing here called Maxx is saying. I don't know shit. And what this is saying is that nobody does. And that doesn't matter at all. That there is no point to this meeting whatsoever. And so all those words that can be used, and let's call that the Tony Parsons heritage, you know, if that's how it's perceived, because that's just a perception here. Well, it's, again, it could be, you could think that something's gotten here, that something's gotten from people who talk about it because they talk about it, but nobody talks about anything. So those words, like it's like this nothing happening becomes the thing to get. This no one becomes, that's the new enlightenment. That's the new fucking enlightenment. That's the new Jesus Christ. That's the new Allah. I don't know. And so it can let it seem that there is something here of importance, something that needs to be gotten, but there isn't. There's just what's already going on. That's all. That's all. There may be an assumption or a felt sense or felt something, an urge, I don't know how to say really, but something so strong that something must change. Even if it's getting there is nothing, I want to be nothing. I want to know nothing's happening with it. Even if it's silly things like that, but there's something must change. And what this is saying is even that doesn't need to change. That's what is. That's what's going on. It's okay. It's not better or worse than this because I wouldn't know. I haven't gotten anything. At all. And that's a lot of words talking about nothing once again. Not a thing called nothing. These words are nothing, and they are words. Maybe. Now, on that basis, if someone wants to share anything, please feel free to do so. Maybe we can illuminate what cannot be illuminated. Maybe we can. I don't know that we can't, right?
It's funny that you mention YouTubers. I mean, like people on YouTube talking about non-duality, and like some of them know something or something. I mean, this is just totally stupid. I don't know why I'm sharing, but I just have this thing when I find a new non-duality person, I'm like, okay, but like, are they the real deal or not? I can see some story happening there. Like that's not, I don't know. But like, that's a thing that, like, it's not a thing, but it is relatively speaking, it's a thing now. Like some people.
But you see that's funny though, because that's the thing. That's the game, right? I mean, it's just, well, are they the real deal? I completely hear where you're coming from. I think I used to play that game now, which is whatever. It's it's someone that arrived. It's called non-duality slut. Freaking awesome. Hello. I love it. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, so sorry, sorry, Esther, but yeah, that it's like that game that's going on, but it's just like really, it's just a game, just like this game of talking is just a game. I don't know that to be a game, right? Just saying it's a game is just saying it's a game, but you see, that's the thing, you never know the so-called real deal ever. It's impossible because there isn't one. It just doesn't exist. But at the same time, there is also maybe this underlying, there is just this. So there can't be, I don't know, it seems that that some speakers are the so-called real deal, but it has nothing to do with anything. It's just this underlying understanding, let's say, that's not an actual understanding, you see? But does that make sense what I'm saying? Because honestly, I have no clue if that makes sense.
I guess, yeah. Yesterday, I had this feeling or thought or something that like, it's like everything, it's just all like pretend, like everything. And I guess like some pretending, I'm pretending, you're not pretending. That's how I pretend to see it. I don't know.
I see. Yeah. I see what you mean. Well, yeah, in that way, I would say that there's no pretense. There's no pretend here. That's for sure. In that way only. But I could pretend to be a nice guy to my neighbor, for example. I'm saying bullshit here, but but you hear me saying, yeah, it's.
I mean, like, yeah, pretending to like be a human or something, or like, yeah.
Oh, pretending to be a human.
A human, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, who would do that? I mean, who would pretend anything, you see?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
So that's pretense. I don't know.
So whatever seems to be pretending is whatever seems to be pretending, right? But saying there is pretending is just saying there is pretending. I mean, that doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it false. It's just.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, it's just, yeah, there's like this, like, sometimes there's this clarity, and then the moment I'm like, aha, grasp, you know, like, oh, I got it. And then it's like, well, no, it's like.
Well, yeah, okay, that I hear. And that's the thing. There is something to get. There is something to get. How? Now I get it. There isn't. There really
so
isn't.
There is.
I haven't gotten anything. I just like to speak. No kidding. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. But ask me to write a poem about unconditional love. Fuck you, unconditional love. That's just not what this Maxx thing does. But talking about a so-called it, that's not an actual it. That's just nothing. That's not talking about anything. It's just why. I don't know. But there is no why anymore here. That's all I could say, but that's still only what is said. See? So why would there be an oh, I got it, but no. But it's just what's going on, but you'll never get it, simply because there is no it to get. And that's getting it. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's getting it. That there isn't anything to get is getting it. Literally. That's it. still no idea what it would be, because there isn't one. That's getting it. And so maybe that's why there may be a different sense to certain speakers, right? Because apparent different sense. I don't know that there to be a sense or energy, but however you want, to a sharing, because this a pure sharing is just a pure sharing. It doesn't aim at anything. You see, it's not describing anything. It's literally a description of nothing, and not a thing called nothing, just nothing. So there's nothing it tries to, you see, to. And so that's the apparent difference with the so-called seeking, the apparent seeking, because that still does not exist, but what is felt to be seeking, which is what there is thing to grasp. Then the speaker goes, well, no, there isn't. But there is. But no, there isn't.
Yeah. That's me all day. It's fucking exhausting. I mean, like, okay, can I just share a story?
Whatever you want, of course.
When I was a kid, like, I mean, whatever, such a story. But yeah, so like when I was a kid, around like, I don't know, 7, 8 or something, I had this like spontaneous glimpse. Also like where I just like, I was in school and I just like fell out of myself. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not me, like, and then, but then there was still like a sense of me, which was like panicking. And then I like convinced myself that my friend is real, like she's a human. And like, I was like, okay, Christy is a human, like you're a human too, it's fine. And so like, I came back and, and yeah, anyway, so like nothing, it's like nothing ever has felt like very real. But then like, but then there's always like a trying. So then there's always like, so like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. It literally makes no difference to anyone who hasn't had a glimpse when they were 7, because like if anything, it's just if anything, it's just like I just end up not really doing much, because I'm like, oh, I should do this, and then like, oh, but whatever. And then like it's just cycles. Nothing really means anything. By the time I would like get to doing something, I'm already like over it, or I've like talked myself out of it, or just, you know.
Well, yeah, I get that.
And like, yeah, it's just cycles all day, every day, and like.
Yeah, but that's the seeking. That would be the seeking as far as this character is concerned. That's exactly what I would describe to be the seeking. But it's just, you see, it's almost like you think that this shouldn't happen. Does that make sense? Not that you think that word for word, but that there's a sense, let's say.
Oh, absolutely.
You see, yeah, right, yeah. But that's what's happening. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. No. But no, why? That's the point. No, why? That's all there is to it. Nothing else. But what's happening? That's all. It's that simple. What's the glimpse? Well, I don't know. And you said, well, it's a story, but blah, blah, blah. Of course it's a story. Everything is a story. What I'm telling you now is a story, of course, everything. And so that's all there is to it, to life. Everything is a story.
But okay, but this is what fucks with me, because it's like, because I genuinely feel like if everything is a story, like anything should be possible.
I would agree, actually, yeah. So
I'm just like, why? So then why can't I just, you know, why can't I interact with this fake reality? Why can't I?
Because there isn't
access the potential that I see in everything, you know?
So no, because then it's big because you're wondering why you can't. So and then all the energy is spent on why you can't, and so of course you can't because the energy is spent on why you can't. But what I'm saying is not true. It's just an explanation.
Yeah.
That's just a possibility, because everything is possible. But what is everything? I don't know. And if you ask me, everything is possible, even a human body flying, I'd say I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, but that is.
But everything is possible within the limits, let's say, of nature. But then ask me what the natures of there are no limits to nature other than what seems to be thought as a limit of nature.
But I'm pretty sure, like I don't know, like some old Tai Chi masters could like levitate and stuff.
I'm pretty sure. I'm convinced about that too. Yeah, but I have no interest. I have no interest in that. So I have no interest. If I could see it for you, I'd definitely be interested to see it, because I find it. Oh yeah, cool. But doing it myself, no, I don't give a shit. However, what this body seems to be interested in is finding this magical combination of words that makes someone go, thank you, that's it. And that works a lot. I'm not saying as a technique to it, because that's the trick. There isn't one, right? There isn't one. I'm just saying, literally, this is just the and so where everyone says, well, it's not possible. And it's true, don't get me wrong, that's the freaking beauty of it. It's not possible because this is it as it is, and there's nothing to show. And so I'm saying, but maybe it is possible. How would anything be known? Once again, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's possible. I don't know what's impossible. I know nothing. So what's happening is what's happening. But I've seen it too many times, talking similarly to people, and people go like, especially in one-to-ones, especially lately, I don't know why people are going like, but or calling me like, I don't know, a day or a week later, going like, now I get it. Well, there isn't anything to get. Well, of course not. Okay, cool. Okay. No, and you see, there's no question anymore. And some report afterwards, well, there's still some seeking. Okay, well, that's what's happening. And then it stops. The point being is, what are the limits of possible? I don't know any limits of possible. But so in that way, there is only what you know. But in that way only, yeah? Right, yeah.
I guess I'm not worried about you confirming that people can fly or something. So that's fine. But what I am worried about is like, this is, I don't know, maybe this is, it's just like this is like, oh my god, and this is so bullshit, because it's like, oh, this is my final story, like bullshit, like, oh my god. But it does just feel very strong, where it's like, I just have this urge to like, I just see possibility everywhere, and then I want to like do something about it, and then I don't, because then, and now my reason to not do something about it is like non-duality, and like, oh, you should just like chill out, that's just a story, blah blah blah, now you're just seeking and this or that. So like, I don't know.
Exactly. You don't know. Of course not. But it seems that you want to know. And that's all there is to it. You want to know, yeah, sure, okay. But you never know, because there isn't anything to know. End of story, as far as knowing goes. But that's everything. That's everything. That's all.
Know.
I know, me neither.
I want things to change.
Of course you do. That's the seeking. Of course you do. I know. But you see, wanting things to change is simply wanting things to change. I fucking want I fucking want some things to change at the moment. Call that upbringing, for what I know, right? I don't know. But that's just what's going on.
So that's okay. Yeah. So I guess.
But everything's okay. Everything's possible, right? So everything's okay. I mean, if some man can levitate, I've never seen that, but I would believe that if some man can levitate, do you really think that an end to the story of seeking cannot be? Well, of course, but what this is saying here is that there isn't anything ever found. That's all. That's all. Ever. It's impossible. As in, that's the answer. That's the one thing that I needed to know. That's what frees me. There isn't that. It's that simple. There just isn't. So if there isn't that, well, there is no seeking. That's all. That's all. One final story. Yeah.
So it's not okay. So I'm not. I guess. Yeah. I'm not like. It's not a. I guess feeling like I shouldn't be seeking is also just like further seeking or whatever.
Of course it is, but it's still, it's just, I don't have an answer.
Okay, yeah, over it, whatever.
Nobody does. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Esther. Welcome. Cheers.
Hey, everybody. Cheers. Joey, or the non-duality slut, who won.
Hey, Joey.
Hey. I'm really digging this conversation y'all are having. Even though there's no one here, but I'm totally relating with Esther in this. But it seems like, I'll just kind of throw in my own 2 cents too. It seems like there's maybe, I don't know, 2 kinds of seeking. So one is the conversation of nothingness. Nothing changes, everything's eternally zilch. Nobody's here to know that. Endless unknowing, and then even those concepts, can't even really know what those concepts are. So that's like the absolute, okay? So then that box gets checked off, okay? And then there's other things like, I want to dance, I want money, want to travel, want all these on the relative. It's all meaningless. It's all completely 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But nevertheless, is there a way to use imagination to manifest, levitate all these things for whatever the individual character is interested in, obviously.
Yeah. Sorry, is that a question or is that?
Well, it's just, I don't really have a purpose. I'm just kind of like.
Right. I get you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just joining in the dance.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, I'd say so. It's just. There is no absolute and there is no relative, but I do hear absolutely what you're saying. But see, everything is meaningless, so everything can be done. See, nothing has a purpose, so of course anything can be done. Because if things had a purpose, well, then many things can't be done. Because some things have a purpose, like the one purpose, right? Well, 2 purposes, I don't know, but and so yeah, I mean, and so I wouldn't use, it's just me, right? It's just, but I wouldn't use the word manifests because it's loaded with a lot of spiritual, meaning. But yeah, literally, what happens is what happens, and there's no limit to what's happening. because what's happening is not really happening. It's not solid, it's not real. And that's all there is to it. So, but it's been said, there's so many things that were said, so many things that are said and that will be said about this thing here, that it's crazy for someone seeking. It's crazy because there are so many things to be found, but really this is it. All the seeking is it. All this, everything is just this.
It's all just endless stories about the same thing but in different ways, no?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, exactly. So none of the stories are true. So all what this Maxx thing is saying, nothing of that is true. That doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong. I'm saying it's simply not true. Right? I mean, nothing is. But on the spur of the moment, everything can seem true. And there is no truer thing than what is
Thanks for all your
happening.
Okay. Bye.
Leighton, if you just can mute yourself when you're not talking, if you don't mind. Okay. All right. Anyway, but yeah, it's exactly.
But then I want to I just want to interact with this, I want to write the story. I want to write the story. If
but then write the fucking story, then it's just a story. But you see, whether you're writing the story or whether the story is being written makes no difference. There still isn't anyone here. There isn't.
Okay, but at least I can. At least I'm just gonna I'm in a place. I'm just gonna keep going here,
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm just just cleansing. I don't know, but cleansing what of what?
Nothing.
This is the. But yeah, so I don't know.
Me either. It's what's going on. But there is no center it's happening to or from. That's all.
Okay, yeah, wait, I got it. So how about look, I'm still in this imaginary prison, right? So why can't I just decorate it? I'm just why can't I just whack on some, I don't know, manifest abundance thing in audio?
But you can because you think you're in a prison. So of course you think you can do it because you think you're in a prison. There isn't a prison. And so here's your limit. Boom. I'm not suggesting that should change. I'm not suggesting even it's true. It's just a response to what's exchanged, to what's shared by Esther. Esther, I'm in a prison, so I want abundance. Of course, because you think you're in a prison. I mean, who wants to be in a fucking prison? I would want to balance too if I thought I was in a prison, right? I mean, I might want to levitate then.
Oh no, are you saying if I enlighten, I won't want to levitate? Oh, I'm out.
Am I saying if you're enlightened? Oh, that's the funny one.
Wow.
Like I said, enlightened, and then the new thing is being no one, and then the new thing, yeah, it's the in thing, you see that, and then the in thing is God, fuck that, scrap that. There's just this. That's all. Okay. And this is everything. Whoa. And this is freaking abundance. Of course, it's everything. Hello. Ta-da! There's no one in prison. And there isn't anyone that needs abundance either. That's the beauty, that's the freedom. And so that's why it's so freaking ordinary what we're talking about. It's the simplicity of everything, of every day. it's nothing special. It's just every day, but without this shell of every day needs to be a certain way, because otherwise I'm in prison, and I don't want to be in prison. Well, of course, who does? The good news, there isn't anyone.
Max, when you say that, just hearing different speakers and stuff, like, you get different flavors, right, of the same nothingness, and
Right.
and at least this nothing here gets like, some people are like, yeah, enlightenment, in the cricket shit in Oklahoma,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
like it's just nothing whatever was expected. Oops. And then you have other speakers, I won't really mention any names and stuff, and they go on Zoom and they're like, looking at the wall all blissed out, like, on ecstasy and stuff like that. And then they're saying, oh my God, this is indescribable. It's normal, but I'm just gonna be blissed out here staring at and so then it forms in this nothing, it forms like, wait a minute, is it a cricket took a shit in Texas, or is it just like
yeah, but that's the seeking what you're describing. That's the seeking of what is it, and there is no it. There is no thing there is no thing gotten. Enlightenment is a fantasy. It doesn't exist.
Right.
It doesn't. So if someone seems blissed out, be good for them, or fuck off. I will be blissed out too because I'm in prison. It's just this, what's going on, everything that's going on. That's all. And
yeah,
so
it's always this.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, and then another character in the will be saying, well, yeah, enlightenment, check that off the box, kind of what I was saying earlier, checked off the box, and now I want to play in this illusion, play in this meaningless things. There's these, I want to dance, I want to live on air, you become a breatharian,
Sure.
it's kind of like you've got the absolute checked off, and then you're still in this nothingness,
But
painting your meaningless story. But
yeah, well, I'd say there's a heaviness to seeking in which there isn't when there is no seeking. So ergo, nothing has changed. It's very simple. It's very ordinary. Blah blah blah. But it is also pretty cool because suddenly there really are no limits. So if your fancy is to live on air, sure you can. I don't find any interest in that, and I'm not sure whether that's possible. I've heard reports which I didn't think were like lying or anything, if that makes sense. You see, I didn't see any red flag. No, I didn't. So I have no reason to think why it wouldn't be possible. And so, sure. And so that's just, but all of that is the story. You see, it's the story that's something. You see, the seeker wants something extraordinary, and this what we're talking about is not extraordinary, but there is an extraordinary side to life. Yes, absolutely. But seeking or no seeking, it doesn't make a difference. And that's what the seeker doesn't get, if you will. Is that, you see, is that there isn't anything to get. That's the thing. There isn't. The seeker is convinced there is something to get, because when I get it, this is it, then I can do what I want. For example, I can, whatever. But the seeker is already doing what he wants. The seeker wants to seek. But of course, it feels fucking awful sometimes, maybe, because there isn't anything to be found. I mean, of course. And so if that seemingly lifts, nothing lifts, all right? But if that seemingly just blah, blah, whatever, hey, sure, maybe it's nicer. But nicer compared to what? I wouldn't know, because it is seen that there is nothing that actually was seeking. There was never a center. In that way, nothing changes. Nothing needed to change. Nothing needs to change at all. Nothing, not one bit, not even this. Not even that, Esther. Not even that, like not even that, whomever. No, not even that, Esther. No, not even that. And not even that, no, nothing. It doesn't. And nothing needs to change is the so-called change. Nothing needed to change.
Wait, what?
Nothing needs to change is the change. You're convinced that something needs to change, but there isn't anything to change at all. Not even that.
Including wanting to change things.
Including wanting to change things, exactly. Nothing. I'm not kidding. Nothing needs to change. And that's what you so-called never experienced, ever. Because you've always wanted for something to change. Does that make sense? Yeah. Nothing needs to change, not one bit. There you go, you have your whole change. It's nothing, because it really is nothing, but it is everything. Because it never was seen that it's always been like that, as it is. Even wanting things to change, even so-called seeking, is this. Of course, even so-called whatever. And that's the magic. The unexplainable magic that of course, it's always been like that. Not magic as in, ooh, whatever, although it can be, ooh, I don't know. But this is, who says seeking is horrible, first of all? Only a seeker who thinks seeking is horrible. That's all. I mean, I wouldn't know that to be horrible. I knew that to be horrible. But I knew what seeking was. I am the seeking. There you go. Oh, I heard that. I got that. I am the seeking. That's it. That's it. I'm just, but that's it. I'm still not free. Because you hear things, you hear stories, you hear whatever. People levitating and Jesus turning the fucking water into wine. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to turn that's what I want, because I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's possible. You know what? Maybe it is. I seriously doubt it, but maybe it is. Fucking fables, religions, non-duality speakers, Maxx speaking, whomever, fucking Jesus, fucking Buddha, if they even existed. And of course they didn't, because there never was anyone. But anyway, if they apparently existed, I don't know that. Everyone is full of it. Nothing needs to change. Nothing. And of course, that cannot be learned. How can you learn changing nothing? Nothing needs changing. Not even that. And it's not a technique I'm giving you, right? I'm not saying use it as a mantra, and then although a mantra could work, I don't know why it would work, because it's always this. Because you see that the seeking is thinking that something needs to be done, needs to work for this to be suddenly different, for this to change. But this doesn't need to change. That is the joke. Nothing needed to change. And so then after, if you want to live on fucking air, be my fucking guest. But already now, because there's no after, and see, nothing needs to change. So that's already now. And that's what all those non-duality speakers, including Maxx, are trying to express. It's trying to express the inexpressible. Inexpressible. So even saying nothing is happening, or there isn't anyone, clear as it gets, as clear as it gets. But then it becomes a thing, because it's heard and heard and heard and whatever, and that's a thing. And so then, well, there are no things. Oh, there are no things. It's all nothing happening. Okay, I get it. But there isn't anything to get. So getting there is no thing is a thing, maybe. I don't know. You see, it's just all that are stories, fables. Jesus turning the water into wine. But there is no water already. Maybe all that, what that fable meant, maybe is that it was already wine, or as good as. Do you know? I don't know. What people want is to be good, to feel good, to you know, it's like it's inherent to human experience. Let's put it like this. But of course, this thing here too. Of course. But there isn't a good or a bad. So this thing doesn't really try to feel good. It just does what it does. But it naturally, without trying to, just goes towards what's good. But sometimes shit happens. Of course, it's life. But then sometimes shit doesn't happen. And if shit happens, maybe it doesn't matter too much because, you know, it's just what's fucking going on. Blah, blah, blah. That was just another fable. The message that self-destructs. There isn't anything to get. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not preaching anything or anybody. Does that make sense? It's just speaking because this thing enjoys speaking and enjoys not knowing what it's saying. That's all there is to it. It's not special. It might be unique because it's maybe unique because there isn't anyone, but there are 7 billion apparent unique bodies. Then some speakers will say, no, but there are no bodies and there is no world. Well, yeah, sure. That's true. There isn't. That's true. There isn't. But there is at the same time. It's both. I can't understand it. Nobody does. But the very idea that there is something to understand, that something needs to change. Not even that, Esther. Not even that. Exactly as you said, even wanting things to change, of course. It's just what's going on. Words will never, ever capture it. Ever. But it's just as true, let's say, to say these words are freaking perfect because they are all this what's going on. So any word that is said by anyone is freaking perfect. It is it. Nothing needed to change. Not even that. It's inexpressible, yet it is being expressed. It's both. No one understands that. And if there's an apparent understanding of that, and it's an apparent understanding of that, it's just that what it is. Words cannot catch it because words are it. Two. Then again, I don't know. No freaking clue. No freaking clue. It's just talking. Not knowing is natural. You could say knowing isn't natural. Still, it happens, sure. So in that way, it's natural because it's what happens, right? But using words here, I'd say in that way, it's not natural because it doesn't feel quite right. I know it's not right. Of course, it's not right. You know, you can't know there isn't anything to know. Oh, but now I know there isn't anything to know. Well, yeah, you know that, but that's not possible. And that's what it means, that it becomes a thing. Not knowing becomes a thing. Not knowing.
Yeah. I'm busy trying to not know as we speak.
It's
It's not going well. Not going well.
It's not, no. I don't know when I know at the same time, I could say, you see? All I know is my experience, let's put it this way. But the thing is, there isn't anyone. And so there isn't an experience. You see? So all I know is the apparent experience, but it's not, there's no separation between the apparent experience and the knowing of or whatever, or the experiencing. There isn't. That's the impossibility. But saying there's no separation is just one of these spiritual / non-dual words, you see? But it's perfect. There is no separation. Period. So knowing, not knowing, I still don't know. It's just not a thing. It's not an experience. I don't walk around not knowing things. It's no. I know my experience, yeah. But I know my experience not to be such. It's both, you see? So ergo, of course, I don't know any experience because there isn't any real experience. Is this a bottle? Yes. Is this a bottle? No. It's both. It's both. It's fantastic. It's freaking fantastic. I'm really thankful to all of you guys, all of you who come, all of you who watch. Like, literally, it's so thankful because it's, you see, that's what I want to do. All the time, speak about that. Which is it? Why? No idea. Thank you all. Seriously, it's amazing. Like it's a gift. I'm not saying it's. You're welcome. I'm not saying it's finished. I'm not saying it's finished, by the way. But yeah, thank you. Still have some time if you want. But yeah, literally, I'm just. And thanks, Leighton. Thank you so much. But I mean it. Thank you, everyone. Just it's a gift. And some people on top of that actually give a donation. Best life in the world. Thank you so much. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not suggesting those who don't to do it. Honestly, it's always a bit of a delicate subject because, well, I do need to, eat, and that's pretty much how I earn money at the moment. So I'm not making much money at all. Let's be clear. But this is not me asking for. Does that make sense? It's just literally I'm saying I think it's a delicate subject, but it's wonderful to just. Yeah, that's what I was saying, to just be able to talk this, like this is, but it's not an end game for anyone. It's just that there's many people who so-called just whatever, just they're levitating, right? Because they're not there anymore. And they never open their mouth, maybe, Because why? There isn't anything to it at all. At all. And it's so rich to exchange like that with, I find, I don't know. Even with those who don't say anything, it's just nice to see your faces. And if there's no face, well, it's nice to know you're not there. It's both. You are and you're not.
So there is reality.
No.
Okay.
Maybe. There is not reality as you imagine there to be. So what I could say is there is and there isn't. Real, unreal. 20%. But yeah, that's it exactly. It's really well said. Empty, full. Simultaneously. But if you say there is reality, then there is reality, sure. I don't know. Then let's say the nature of reality, it can't ever be known. Because reality is a perception. And there's some perceptions that everyone, or almost everyone, will agree on without blinking. Colors. What's solid, what's liquid, see? Words. Then we go into meaning of words and we start to disagree, but we can still agree enough to the point that we can communicate, right? Still no idea what everyone is saying, but it seems we can communicate. And then maybe there's an absolute thing, which is the absolute is saying that nothing is real. And maybe I can get that nothing is real, but no one will because it's not real. But saying it's not real is only saying it's not real. What this Maxx thing is saying makes no fucking sense. And at the same time, maybe it does. It's both. All together. Real, unreal. True, false. Whatever. Right, wrong. No one knows the reality of things, the nature of reality. No. Anything, anyone? Is there anything else you want, Esther? I'm kidding. I'm just teasing. That's why I'm teasing. I don't know why I like to tease you. It's meant with love, really. It's meant with love.
Wait, teasing me.
Yeah.
I just cancelled that out. Oh no, well, don't get me started.
Okay.
Okay, but wait, okay, can I just share something?
Whatever you want, yeah.
Is it just an embarrassing example of like, me trying to like I don't know, change things. But like you said, you mentioned the donation thing, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm a bit broke, but like, you know, no, but then no, but hear me out. So that I'm like, okay, but like, if I do donate, even though I don't have really have the money to, then I'm signaling to the universe that I am abundant, and then I'll get some abundance back, and then story. Like,
Yeah, but look, maybe so. I don't know. If you believe so, you probably experience so, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but then there's like everything beliefs and then story. I don't know.
But it is all a belief and a story. Exactly. So that you see, that's the thing. You want something else. You want to play. Basically, you want to. Does that make sense? You want to write, like you said, your story. If that makes you want to write, but then if someone actually tells you, well, you can. You're like, well, no. Well, it's not what I want. It's a story. Sure, of course it is. Everything is. Everything. Money is not real. It's not a real thing. It seems real, you know.
Yeah,
Fucking comes and goes, you know. Just you're broke. I mean, just whatever. It's gonna be a good thing if I do hear what you're saying. I mean, I do hear the stupidity. Pardon my French. I don't mean to sound insulting here, but the bullshit of you know of this, like, well, if I do a good deed, maybe well, yeah, of course it's bullshit. But if you believe that, who cares? It's what you believe. There is nothing else to it. It's simply a belief. Of course it's not true. It's a belief. Of course. But what I will say is I don't believe what I'm saying. Anything.
Yeah.
At all. It's just that's why it's just only talking, speaking. But please don't send me money. It's not how I meant it. Really not. My God, really not. Just again, proving my point. It's a fucking delicate subject. You know?
But this is totally like me being like self-obsessed because like
right.
It was just like my story of like, oh, but I'm broke, but like how do I change this? Like, you know, not to say that I don't care about you having food to eat, but like
no, but don't worry, I have food, I'm fine, I'm not lacking anything. Okay, it's not how I meant it either. See, delicate. Just like this delicate little thing called life that we're trying to figure out. It's so delicate that it can't be figured out. There isn't anything to figure out, anything. Not even that. Cool. Anything else, anyone?
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Leighton. Thanks,
you.
everybody. Then.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks. See you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.